Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jess and I am a reader from the UK. Today I'm going to take you through my 5 recent 5-star reads that I absolutely adored and just take you through why I loved them and why I would recommend them to everybody to read. With that, let's get started. To begin, we have Wretched by Emily McIntyre. I adored this book. I have read Hooked and I've read Scarred as well before this, and I really did enjoy those. I can't tell you why. This one, it had me in a chokehold. I finished it in about a day, I think it was. I think I started it on a Friday and finished it on a Saturday. Absolutely loved this. The ending was a bit, the ending was, I could have had more, but I loved it. I was hooked from the start, and the characters, the romance, the gun scene, everything. It's not a book that's like substantial. It's not got like amazing quotes. It's not got loads of like amazing moments. It was just a really, really fun and entertaining read. And compared to the other two that I've read, Scarred and Hooked, I just felt more kind of entertained by it and I really enjoyed it. So it's not a 5-star read because it was like mind-blowing and made me think and really had my like thoughts going. It's a 5-star read because I just loved it. I just really enjoyed it, and it's one that I would read again, and that for me is a big thing about my 5-star ratings, is would I read this book again? Would I take the time to read the book again? And I would absolutely read this again, just as like entertainment basically. Next up we have A Good Girl, that's not the right one, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I had this on my shelf for about 6-7 months before I decided to read it. I'd seen it everywhere and I'd watched a few reading vlogs on it, and I just wasn't kind of like that interested, so I put it off and I just had it sat on my shelf for ages, and I'm so glad that I decided to read it. I loved this. It was not what I was expecting, and the turns, the twists, the kind of whodunit of it all, I was just obsessed with this and it hooked me from the start. I did listen to this on audiobook, and I think that helped as well, because all of the like interviews that she did, or any of the like notes that she took, or any of the voice recordings that she did in the book, the way that the audiobook had it, it was so like interesting, and I think that really helped me in getting into this series, and I immediately had to read the second. I'm currently reading the third. Absolutely adored this. It's not my usual kind of genre either. I'm normally kind of romance, fantasy romance, that kind of thing, and this, chef's kiss. Loved it. Hooked from the start. Then we have Darling Venom. This is one that I read, I think last week I finished this, and I went into this blind. I had no idea what this was about, and I think that really helped me enjoy it a little bit more. I hadn't even read the blurb. I'd just seen this and I bought it, and I'm so glad that I went into this blind. I just think the story and the kind of questions that are in the back of your mind when you're reading this, I think are what kept me hooked. The story and the romance and all that kind of stuff is a byproduct to the main focus of the story, and I'm not going to say much because I don't want to ruin it for people, but I would read this again. I loved this, and it's something that it wasn't what I was expecting, and I think that made it even better for me, and I just loved it. I think, yeah, as somebody who has suffered with some of the messages in this story and been in similar places to some of the characters, I think that was impactful for me personally, and I think that really helped with my enjoyment of the story. But I loved it. I just think it was so good, and it's not like your typical romance or anything, and I think I needed that at the time that I read it, which made it even better. And then we have, of course, the Queen, Sarah J Maas. I adored this. I am a massive ACOTAR fan. I have an ACOTAR tattoo. You can't really see it. I love her work. This was the first in the Crescent City series. I hope there's going to be loads more. And I loved Bryce. I loved Hunt. They are it for me. I adored them. Not quite Feyre and Rhysand, but we'll just skim past that. I listened to this on audiobook because I've heard that the first like 200 pages were like a lot of world building, and for me that's kind of a turn off to fantasy books, is when the world building is so intense. So I thought I'd listen to it on Audible just because I could get into it then, and I drive about an hour to work and back every day, so I've got 2 hours a day to be able to listen to audiobooks. So I got through the first kind of half relatively quickly and easily, which I think really helped as well. But after that, absolutely adored this. It was stunning. The whole world, the story, it just loved it. I loved it. I cried, I laughed, I really enjoyed it, and I'm so excited to read the second book. Sarah J Maas can do no wrong. I loved it. I'm very excited though to find out what the link between this, ACOTAR, and Tog is. I haven't read Tog, so I really need to get on with that before any new book comes out for her world, whichever one it is. Yeah, there were a couple of things that I was thinking like, where's the link to this, or where's the link to that? So I'm not sure, but Sarah J Maas. And finally, my last 5-star read, it has to be Final Offer by Lauren Asher. I finished this a few days ago and I'm still not over the emotional roller coaster that was this book. I think this was the perfect ending to the Dreamland Billionaires series. It just kind of brought everything together perfectly. The story between Cal and Lena, loved that. The found family and the sense of kind of belonging for Cal was just, I loved it. And I'm so proud of him and his kind of journey that he went through, and for doing what he needed to do. I think that just made everything so much better for me. And getting to see all 3 of the brothers together, getting to see them kind of interacting as a family, and how much they'd grown from fine print to this was just amazing. I'm so sad that the series is over. This one is a 5-star. I would definitely read again. I do, however, think I I do think that I enjoy Terms and Conditions a little bit more. I can't tell you why. I just think that one for me had more of an impact. They're both 5-star reads, but Terms and Conditions I think is the main one for me. Same with the Twisted Love series. I think Twisted Lies is my favourite out of all of them. Twisted Games is a close second. So for me, loved Final Offer. Terms and Conditions will always be the one for me though. So that is my 5 recent 5-star reads. I hope you have enjoyed. If you don't think these are 5-star reads, let me know in the comments. I'd love to know what you guys think of these books. And don't forget to like and subscribe. I will see you guys in the next video next week.